All right, I am driving home in traffic. It's taking me about 1 hour to travel 22 miles, which in my book is just unacceptable. There's some beautiful Teslas on the road here driving by me, beautiful cars. Can't wait to get one day. I wouldn't mind the traffic if I could just sit in the back of a Tesla and have the car drive itself, just autonomously driving me. That'd be fine. I could get work done, But anyway, this is not about Teslas. This is not about traffic. This video is about Halo. This is going to be a discussion about Halo, specifically Halo Infinite, and how much faith I have lost in the game and the franchise as a whole. So, to give you a backstory, I've grown up playing Halo ever since Halo 1 Combat Evolved. I will never forget. My best friend at the time was my neighbor, and he came over after school one day, and we were playing outside. We were in the grass, and I will never forget being in the grass. And I'm gonna pretty much pinpoint the exact spot where he told me this. He was explaining that he played this game. I think he said in Toys R Us or at a friend's house. I forget where he played it, but he said there was this game called Halo, and he was explaining to me how you were in this suit, you were this character, this person in the suit with this, orange visor, and how the grass looked so beautiful, how the grass looked real when he looked down on the ground. And I was completely mesmerized by the way he told me this story. And then eventually we ended up getting an Xbox and getting Halo, and we fell in love, and we played it forever. And then he eventually moved away, and he stopped playing video games, which makes me really sad. But alright, so that's how I got into it, and that was back in, like I said, when Halo 1 came out, 2001, 2002. So that's where this all started for me. And I only got more intense and more serious as the years went on. And now Halo Infinite is coming out in 1 year. It is August 21st, 2019. Halo Infinite will be coming out next fall, probably I would say November, right around Thanksgiving, right before Thanksgiving, 2020. Okay, it's not confirmed, but I'm pretty much guaranteeing that's when it's going to come out, because they want to get the holiday sales. They want to get the, the Black Friday deals and everything. So there's 1 year left of the game. They started creating the game back in 2015, so it's going to be a 5-year development cycle. Okay, this is the longest of any Halo games ever had. I think there's been 3 years and 4-year development cycles for the games normally. This one is the longest by far. At least a minimum of 5 years. So you would think it's just going to be, the greatest thing of all time, right? Like the greatest game ever. Well, there's many reasons why that's not the case. The two biggest reasons why that's not the case and that could never ever be the case, is because the heart and soul of the franchise has been removed many, many years ago. There's two men, one man named Joseph Staten and another man named Marty O'Donnell. These are the heart and the soul of the franchise. Joseph Staten was the writer of the franchise. Pretty much came up with everything from the story to the dialogue to the character development, everything that has to do with Halo. And then Marty O'Donnell was the musical composer, okay? He was the guy who wrote all the music for the games. And this was everywhere from Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach, Halo Reach. After that, they left to go create Destiny, but then they both ended up leaving Destiny because Activision ended up screwing over Bungie big time. So both of them left the company. Alright, so after Halo Reach, I was very sad to hear that they were gone. And of course, Halo 4 and 5 were just not as good as the rest of them. Halo 4's campaign was absolutely incredible, though. I will give it that. The campaign was spectacular. The music, not so much. It had its moments, though. So that's the two main reasons why no Halo ever, in my opinion, will ever be as good as the other ones, because the heart and soul are missing. The people who created the franchise, who built it from the ground up, are not there. So I don't think there's any way that someone could recapture that magic without them. Just not a chance in hell. But now you add in microtransactions. And if you don't know what microtransactions are, Microtransactions are anything in any game where you buy the game and then the game allows you to spend more money inside the game itself for something, some digital product. That's a microtransaction, okay? Also known as bullshit, also known as cancer, also known as greed made manifest. Microtransactions do not belong in video games at all, in my opinion, but especially do they not belong in AAA titles. You know, in high quality games that take millions of dollars, if not billions, to create. So in Halo 5, they introduced the microtransactions. And that's one of the major reasons, in my opinion, that game completely failed. Was because they put everything that you wanted to earn, anything that you wanted, visors, armor pieces, weapon skins, anything that looked cool, that made you feel good about your character, yeah, all of that was inside these damn microtransactions. So you had to pay money to get it, okay? And the things that you had to pay, it was a random chance. It's like gambling. You would pay money, you would get a pack, and then you would open up a stupid pack, and you just pray to God that you get what you want. And that's just, if there is such a thing as evil, that's just the closest thing to evil that I can think, you know? Just giving someone a chance to get something when they spend money on it, that's absolute bullshit. If you buy a game for $60, every single thing should be in that game, earnable in that game. So when you play the game, you earn the credit to get the thing. Halo Reach did it perfectly. They did it perfectly. When you played the game, guess what? You earn credits. And what you do with those credits, you spent it on armor, you spent it on weapons, you spent it on special effects, whatever you wanted. You could go and purchase it directly. That's how it needs to be. So in Halo 5, they're like, no, we're going to take all that out because we just want to squeeze as much money as we can out of the customer. And they had all these different tiers of rec packs, that's what they call them, the microtransaction packs. You could buy anywhere from, I think, $1 all the way up to $100 packs. They had like $150 packs sometimes, but mostly just $100 packs that you could spend. So you would spend, if you would spend $100 on one pack, and that would cost you more than the game itself. Are you kidding me? It's just the greed is just unacceptable, and in that regard, I absolutely hope that the franchise gets destroyed, because apparently that's exactly where they're going again in Halo Reach. Halo Reach. Halo Infinite. They're bringing back microtransactions. We don't know exactly how it's going to be, but they're bringing them back. Just that alone confirms that the game is screwed. Okay, you might not believe me yet. You're like, whatever, I don't care about the microtransactions, just don't buy them. I'll just wait years and years to earn things. I'm one of the highest ranks in the game, and I still have less than half of the things available. Why? Because I keep getting random bullshit rolled in the rec packs. When I earn stuff and I get the random drops, it's never anything that I want, okay? And it's never anything new. It's just BS. It's all bullshit. Alright? But you still might not be convinced. Okay, fine. Recently, this year in 2019, keep in mind, you guys, the game comes out next year. The game comes out in 1 year. Just a couple months ago, they announced that lead developers in the game, the narrative developer, the head of the studio that's running the game, they left the company. They left the company, guys. They just announced the musical composer like a couple months ago too, which leads me to believe they didn't have one for many years during the development. And now, just literally 2 days ago, someone else left the company. The narrative lead, the narrative design lead left, and there's a new guy that came in, and he tweeted on Twitter about how excited he is to join the Halo team. And here I am thinking, this is a sinking ship. There's blood in the water. The game is done. I mean, it is 80% the time. I don't know if the game is done. 80%, over 80% of the development time is done. There's less than 20% left for them to get this thing out the door. And the narrative lead for the campaign is leaving? Guys, are you understanding what I'm saying? Does this sound good to you? 80% of the time of the development time is gone, and they are replacing the head higher-ups in the company. If that doesn't spell disaster to you, I don't know what does. And One of the other biggest games ever made where this happened to was Bungie. Same exact thing with the two other people I mentioned, Joe Staten and Marty O'Donnell. They were working on Destiny, and Destiny was going to be this amazing thing. It was going to be mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing, the stuff they were working on. And they showed us stuff that they were working on, and it was absolutely mind-blowing. But a year before release, what happened? Joe left the company of Bungie, and Marty left the company of Bungie. And we didn't really understand why. No one understood why. Well, when the game came out, we understood why. It was because Activision, the publisher, took the game, cut it up into tiny bite-sized pieces, and they've been selling it back to us for the past 5 years. Literally, they've been selling us Destiny 1. We're all the way in. We're almost in Destiny 3 right now. We're playing Destiny 2, and they're still giving us Destiny 1 content, okay? So that's how greedy these bastards were. They took the beauty of Joe Staten's writing, of his world. They took the beauty of Marty O'Donnell's music, and they destroyed it. They destroyed it. And that's exactly what's happening here. But even worse, because they don't have the heart and soul of Halo. So we have these people that were writing a story for Halo, they left. We have the design leads, they left. Musical composer just shows up out of nowhere, brand new to the franchise, has no stake in it, has no background in it at all. And we're expected to believe that this is just going to be the best thing ever? Get out of here, man. Get the hell out of here with your bullshit. And everybody's trying to act so positive, and I'm just like, I don't even know if Microsoft cares. I don't even know if you guys care. Phil Spencer, you're the head of Microsoft. What are you guys doing? Where's the leadership? Where is the leadership, you guys? There's no true leaders, true visionaries for the franchise. None. Zero. There was only ever 2, and they're gone. They're gone. They left. They left to go make Destiny, and then they left that because of more greed. These poor guys. Now they're both working on unrelated things that mean nothing. I don't even know what the two, Joe and Marty, are working on. Haven't heard from them in years. The poor guys, they have such beauty in their minds, such talent in their minds, they can't even express it. It kills me inside, you guys. It kills me. It kills me even more to see that Microsoft themselves seems not to care. They're just either firing people or people are leaving, and then they're hiring new people, brand new people who've never worked on the franchise, who probably aren't even good at the game, who don't know what it means to have the heart and the soul. Meanwhile, they ignore all the hardcore players, the people who really give a shit, who know about the franchise, who know what it needs, who can see the vision of the path of where it should go. No, they don't talk to us. They just hire these little shills to promote the narrative. So here we are, less than a year out, and the story's being rewritten. Are you kidding me? This is the biggest game. The game's called Halo Infinite. As we understand, this might be like the last Halo like ever. They might just keep iterating on this with expansions, and it's just called Halo Infinite. Because once again, the girl Bonnie Ross, which is the head of the company, 343, says she doesn't like numbers. She says she doesn't want to keep doing numbered Halos, and I think that's the dumbest thing ever. Numbers are beautiful. Look at Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy's on Final Fantasy 16 right now. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It lets the people know what kind of game they're playing, what installment in the franchise is. But now we're just at Halo Infinite. Who knows what it's going to be and where it's going to go from here, if it's going to go anywhere. I fear for the worst, you guys, for next year. We know nothing about the game. They showed us no gameplay at all. We have like one trailer. I mean, and the graphics honestly didn't even look that good, if I'm being completely honest, compared to what it should be. It's supposed to be a next-gen game being worked on. It's the biggest game that Microsoft's ever made. Highest budget they've ever given it, and this is what it looks like. This is what we're getting. We're gonna get a microtransaction half-ass bullshit with people running the game that have only been there for 1 year. Get out of here, man. I am heartbroken, you guys, and I'm even more heartbroken that it seems like nobody even talks about this. No one even cares about it. It's like I'm the only one who sees how dark this is, how where this path is headed. This is not good. This is not good, you guys. And then there's these guys online. There's this guy who has lots of followers, who's a big Halo YouTuber. I don't want to call him out, but I don't want to call his name out, but I will call him out for sure. This guy says that he tweeted online on Twitter like, oh, you guys just have to accept the fact that microtransactions are here to stay and the war is over. We lost the war about microtransactions. We just have to accept it and move on, you know? And he says that it's perfectly normal for higher-ups to leave the companies right in the crunch time of the games. He says it's normal for this to happen. It happens all the time. And here I am, like, you are so full of shit. You are a popular Halo YouTuber. Hundreds of thousands of people watch your channel. And you're promoting this bullshit narrative that's complete lies. Complete lies. We have to accept microtransactions? Get the hell out of here. I'm sorry. What were the game of the years for 2017 and 2018? Let's think. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2017. Were there any microtransactions in that game? No. Did any higher-ups leave in the middle of development? No. God, no. They never have and they never will. Because they love the franchise. 2018. What was game of the year? God of War. Did God of War have any microtransactions? No. Did any of the development leads leave during the conceptualization of the game? Absolutely not. Cory Barlog spearheaded that thing the entire time for 5 straight years, being a leader. Let's look back in even Halo's own history. Like I said, from Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo Reach. We had Marty O'Donnell playing the music, and we had Joe Staten writing the dialogue, writing the stories. None of the higher-ups ever left. They never even thought about it until after Halo Reach to go create Destiny. So don't sit there and act like we have to accept that microtransactions are here to stay. No. Game of the Year for the past 2 years had 0 of them. So it's possible to do. It's very possible for the companies to create these games and make their money back and to be successful. And to be pure of heart and pure of mind. Pure of soul. But people are just falling left and right to the darkness, my friends. Left and right. People are just accepting the fact that this is how it's going to be. This is how it is. And then they're promoting the narrative that everyone else has to accept that. Get out of here with your bullshit, man. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it, guys. So, I know my words are gonna fall on deaf ears. My videos never get any views. Nobody watches them. Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit. But I just hope that somewhere out there somebody can hear this and do something about it. I don't have the power to do anything about it. And when I say power, I mean money. I don't have the money to do anything about it. If I did, then I would. Hopefully one day I will, and I can change all of this. I can help destroy all the things that need to be destroyed and help build all the things that need to be built. Microtransactions, this stuff does not belong in a Halo game. It doesn't belong at all. If you want to release a DLC or expansion pass, that's fine. But these microtransactions gotta go, man. And the composers, we had a new composer for Halo 4. He left. They fired him. We have a new composer for Halo 5. He left. They fired him. Now we have a new composer for Halo Infinite. Like, they're just jumping around. They don't know. There's no leadership. There's no love. There's no passion. There's no true passion with someone who's like, look, this is my franchise. This is my game. I'm staying here. This is gonna work. We're gonna make this work. Nope. Just the turnover rate. Boom, boom, boom. Firing people and hiring people. And let's see where it gets you, Microsoft. Let's see. We're gonna see. Let's see where it gets you. For a little extra cash, you're gonna destroy your #1 franchise. All they have is Halo, guys. They have Halo and Gears. And barely anybody plays Gears. All they have is Halo. It's the only thing they got. Sony and Nintendo is mopping the floor with Microsoft. I hate to say it, but it's completely true. Like I said, I've been playing Halo forever. I love Halo. To me, it's the best shooter ever. I love it. But it doesn't matter if there's all this bullshit darkness that surrounds it. It's going to destroy it. And I would say the same thing about Zelda and the same thing about God of War, same thing about Mario. And Nintendo and Sony starts pulling that, I would say the same thing. But they don't, because they respect the franchise. They respect the vision. They have true passion. And they understand that it's not just about making a quick buck. It's about making a lifelong standing franchise that can survive forever, that can survive for eternity, and always be looked back upon with smiles, with happiness, with love, and purity in their hearts. When you look at any Zelda game, you can look at it and say, oh my God, it's just a work of art. It's a masterpiece. Built by people who love and care about the franchise. Not built by people who are just trying to milk your wallet for as many pennies as they can. Microtransactions are a cancer, and they need to be removed from games altogether. Leadership is a dying breed. Leaders are a dying breed in today's day and age, 2019. We need to find a couple and we need to put them in positions of power, and they need to stay there. Corey, you need to stay working on God of War. Eiji Aonuma, you need to stay working on Zelda. Hideo Kojima, you need to stay working at Sony. You need to stay working on your games that you want to make. And do not compromise for anyone or anything or any amount of money that someone waves in front of your face. Because you know at the end of the day that art is more important. Pure artistic expression is more important than a few extra dollars in your pocket. And until these other developers, these other publishers, until Microsoft, until you guys get that through your head, you're going to continue to destroy your most beloved franchises until they are dead, until there is nothing left except dust and echoes. And I don't want to see that happen.